Hi. A little over a week ago, I posted a request on my Facebook page to ask my clients and friends on Facebook to write down any questions that they may have that they would like for me to ask my guides. And the questions would be, or areas of interest would be applicable to everybody. Maybe not everybody, but it wouldn't necessarily be just personal to them. And I'm going to start this series of going through the questions and, just seeing what my guides say about these things. The first question that we're going to work with today has, one of the reasons I'm picking this as the first one is that it has somewhat to do with the new book I have out, Raise Your Frequency and Manifest Abundance, which is specifically for empaths, intuitive, and sensitive, highly sensitive people. In the book, I go through that. Most of the book is about, in fact, all of the book is about how we raise our frequency and get to this higher level of pure vibration energy where there's no opposition to our highest good. We are out of the realm of third dimension, make everything work by trying hard, work, and always coming up short or with loss, or even when we gain, we lose. Because in this third dimension, it's always duality. And it doesn't come easy. It's about our physical work, our mental strain, our doing to make it happen. When we go into these higher frequencies, which would be more into the um, higher dimensions, we manifest through ease. We manifest through allowing higher divine force energy to be absorbed within us. In order to do that, we have to let go of our old patterns. So the question I received was about how to let go of the emotional patterns that are getting in our way of raising our frequency and really getting in the way of living a better life, of a life of ease, of a life of, um, the highest good, whatever that might be. It's finances, but it's everything. It's all things. It's friends, it's warmth, it's, just a sense of peace is abundance too. So I'm going to ask my guides. I'm going to just take a second to connect with them. And I'll tell you whatever I receive. Now, of course, I did write the book about this because that's one of the parts of the book is how to release. But we'll see what my guides also maybe today would like to say in addition to that, or maybe, I don't know, repeat it. I'm not sure what we're going to do. All right, so let me go ahead and see what we get here. Well, my guides are very happy that we're doing this. And what they would like to begin with is that a big part, a significant part of being able to release these emotional patterns that get in our way is recognizing it, is recognizing the whatever that is within us. It's not, in other words, it's not necessarily external. We tend to blame the economy and maybe our lack of abilities or somebody that's getting in our way. There's so many things we can point to that sabotage, that get in our way of achieving and living the life we want. But the real source of that is within us. As an example of an emotional pattern that gets in our way, it would be, let's say, an emotional pattern we have to money, to finances, where it's always a struggle. We work hard, we do everything we can, we make money, and yet it goes very quickly, or it's just a constant stress and difficulty of making more, of making more. And it's exhausting. That pattern, although obviously it seems very external, it's not. It's actually not. It's actually the roots of that are within us. Even when, that pattern is in play, we could make a lot of money too. We could be making money, and yet there's never that sense of ease with it, and we don't necessarily enjoy it either. We there's a stress surrounding money, and maybe it comes in, but it goes very quickly too. So yeah, what my guides are saying is that it's recognizing that it's not external, that there is something internally within us that is getting in our way. And the reason why patterns are so important is because we don't usually notice them. It's not a conscious choice we're making in our head. We're not necessarily saying, oh, well, I think I'm going to choose today to have to stress about this and work really hard about it. It's just a natural response we have because it's embodied within our energy field. It's a tangible, well, tangible to intuitives. We can't touch it or see it in the five senses, but we can in the intuitive sense know and feel in some way a tightness in us, whether that's in our chest, our neck, our back, our gut. A lot of financial patterns we'll find are in the gut or the lower back. The lower back is notorious. Back issues, especially lower back issues, is really connected to stress about abundance, about finances. But again, abundance means a lot of things. All right, so let me see what else we're getting from my guides. All right, so one of the things they also bring up is part of becoming aware of that. That's a huge step to know that it's within us, is not to approach, they say, the pattern like we're approaching what the pattern is. Let me give you an example, is that if we're always stressed about finances, we feel like we got to work hard, we got to make it happen, but we never quite get there. They're saying what we tend to do with patterns, emotional patterns, is approach it in that same framework. In other words, well, I've done everything I can to release that pattern. I felt it. I've done this, I've done that, and yet it's not going anywhere. It's still there. What am I doing wrong? Why am I not getting this? And because what they're saying is that the pattern is not just about, well, again, using the example of finances, it's not just about the finances. The pattern, it goes deeper than what it's focused on, even in that way. The pattern goes to the way that we are approaching pretty much everything. How we approach one thing, the pattern really lies in that energy, and not necessarily whether it's relationships, finances, a career choice, whatever it might be. It's how we approach it. It's the energy of which we are tuned into, but also repeating over and over with how we treat ourselves, what we expect of ourselves, what we expect of the world, and our go-to in our head. So they're saying, notice if you feel frustrated about your inability to let go of old patterns, because that is part of the pattern. That's the pattern right there, they say. So what they suggest instead of doing that is to practice relaxing, they say, is to practice breathing, to practice becoming more aware of energy as it moves through you from a higher source. You can do a meditation where you just breathe and imagine breathing in light energy, high vibration energy. And if you're doing that and you find that you don't feel you're embodying it or receiving it, they say don't get into that, again, that pattern of feeling frustrated with yourself or feeling, oh, I'm not doing this right either. Whenever that comes up, that feeling of, oh, I'm not doing this right, breathe, release, and kind of take a little laugh about yourself, they say, and say, oh, here it is again. I'm expecting this from me. It seems impossible, and I know I'm not doing this right. And practicing that kindness, practicing that ability to be gentle with ourselves and forgive ourselves for whatever we've done to get in our way in this way that we haven't been aware of. And in addition to kind of that gentle, kind approach to ourselves, start to approach our issue. And again, I'm going to use finances for an example. What they say is that think kindly. If it's money, think kindly towards it. Be gentle with it. Embrace it in a way of gratitude. Embrace your relationship with money in a way of gratitude, in a way of this being a wonderful teacher that you've chosen to help you transform your life. And look at it in that kindly way, not with fear, not with stress, but with that kind of recognition that this is a part of you that you need to embrace and love. And they're showing me that when we do that, when we're able to kind of shift that, the pattern itself eases up. Whatever that's focused on in the world is just the messenger to get us to look at our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with the divine. Because part of the transition and transformation of that pattern is releasing and allowing, releasing. We don't have to kind of get in there and kind of dig all the time with our pattern. What we need to do more is release that kind of whatever that is, whatever we want to call it, that perfectionism or expectations or stress or whatever is getting us into that place of feeling a lack, whatever the lack may be, lack within ourselves, lack within whatever that is in our life, whatever that's kind of bringing our own lack to us, and to recognize that there is no lack in us. There is the divine and holy within us. And when we identify that divine and holy, and when we recognize that our highest good is within us all the time, and in that highest good, there is limitless, not limited, limitless abundance, limitless possibilities. And to release that to that higher part of us, release our old way of doing things and release our need to feel that we have to figure it all out, to release that to this higher divine within us, really literally release it, let it go in that kindly, gentle, compassionate way towards ourselves, recognize our struggle and recognize there's another way and let go of trying to figure it out our old way and ask for that divine within to manifest through you your highest good. Kindness, compassion, love is what shifts us out of the patterns. Okay, we'll do another one. Not right now, but in a minute. Thanks. Hope that was helpful.